But no, you're right, because the mental game between him and Apex may be fully on. We're going to Dust 2 to settle the dust. Folks,
Also, I'll say Con, fantastic offer.
Sure, yes. And Con has straight up said, like, Zwei is an absolute beast, and every time I look down the line, like, how can I not try to play my best? This kid inspires me. But Mezi and ZywOo are going to find opening success here in the pistol. A CT pistol win would be a nice sigh of relief for Vitality. Again, haven't had to taste defeat in nearly an entire season of Counter-Strike. But obviously, Nemiga are going to have to truly fight beyond their weight class in this one. And what do they have to bank on? The fact that Legacy did the same thing already earlier today. That Nemiga and Legacy have been on the same journey from the start of the major to this point. And there is that commonality between the two teams. Vitality will play in best of ones. They've got the highest seed. You get the lowest ranked opponents for your matchups. Con, P250, not going to find the opening. Mezi is already looking to recover what was, I would say, some disastrous rounds in their opening game.
Okay, yeah.
You know, as like
I was at the gym, so I missed a lot of it.
Well, he wasn't the only individual to obviously struggle out of the gate, but there was a couple of key rounds where, you know, Mezi fans were, well, they were trying to cover their tracks, you know?
Yeah, okay.
They were trying to cover the Mezi tracks.
They were in the peat bogs?
Somewhere out there.
Yeah.
Swampy people, those Brits.
Yeah, wet, very wet people. Very soggy people.
But a pistol win is in the bag. Put the rounds in the bag, Vitality.
But yes, Vitality should win this map.
Yeah.
Even if we want to hype up Nemiga, even if there is a loss behind them, I still believe there's a chance Vitality will win here. No problem.
See the odds to the favor of Vitality again.
Only 5-1 though after the last game. That would be very different.
Right? ZywOo's going to have a field day here. You'd think. Let the boosty go by and deal with everybody else. They line up. He controls the MP9 for a double kill. And that's going to really suck the life out of the room for Nemiga. They get the dink on Apex, so they're going to try to push it forward. But this one's going to dry up in the elbow. Moisturize, kids.
They are, yeah. There's a dry place. Them elbows.
You know,
Put some shea butter on them.
Lear and Coach Box have been working together for over 2 years now, 2.5 years.
Wow.
The brains of the operation between Lear and Box has been in place.
Put the Lear in the box.
Shake it up and get his way.
Have his way with them.
It's also wild that Zwei kind of has this journey that so many young players from the CIS region are now no longer experiencing, and that is just being thrown into a full roster. You know, it's all about the academy system now for like Spirit having, what, 24 academy teams? I think it's actually just 4. But we exaggerate.
It's a lot. Yeah, we could be hyperbolic.
Still
that's
a lot.
Fair. That's tons. That's EG levels.
You know, and when
which was too many for them. I can't be flirting versus harassment here. That was originally a lot too many.
And when Zwei didn't get a position on one of those Spirit Academy teams, he said, "All right."
The thing is, we had 5 academy teams in EG, but we didn't have a single opera in the region.
Oh, that's the problem.
And definitely not any Kiyosukes. Kiosks. All right. What are we thinking, Nemiga? It's a smoke on the door, and there's no CT here playing close to mid. But it looks like the split's been slightly abandoned. They're turning around now, 35 seconds. Vitality aren't moving much. ZywOo could get snuck up on here. He doesn't know how close. He's sharing a box with Xanter. My goodness. They're neighbors. Xanter wins. 2 players left on the site. Splits in place.
Flamesy's in the middle. Talk about the split.
What?
Oh, but the cover is offered by Lear. Looked like that was going to be a freebie. Zwei even cracks the whip versus Mezi. Now robs from the corner. He's going to beckon him in. He's got nowhere to run. We hit 7 seconds. They are barely going to get a chance to plant.
And they do.
Got it. And so Apex is put into an early clutch. First gun round for Nemiga. First round win for Nemiga.
It was kind of a dull-looking map there for Vitality for a second. They, with their 2-1-2 setup, and ZywOo was the only sort of active information inside of middle. Honestly, Nemiga were going back and forth, but it's because they were just not getting a response from Vitality. They kept trying to. They smoked a B door to look for some sort of response, maybe draw out a rotation. The only thing that happened was reactive, where Flamesy dropped into lower halls and tried to flank very quickly, but even that looked out of place.
So does Lear give it to him?
You got to get in as soon as you get around, because you don't know how many you got. This could be maximum leverage here. He's got a great yell.
I've tried his damnedest there, but just felt squeezed. And remember, we've learned already, the best time to kick somebody is when they're on the ground.
That's perfect advice. It really does make sense.
It's literally the easiest time. So while
why are we always taught the opposite when we're...
I don't know. Probably because we shouldn't be taught to kick people while they're on the ground.
I think we're taught by losers.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I've learned a lot from Vitality.
Hey, they haven't lost in 2 hours.
ZywOo, a little off the line. Mezzi doesn't catch the climb up. Lear better be ready to bring that energy all map long. Spoiler, he is.
That flash did nothing.
That's kind of weird, eh?
Yeah. I don't know how that didn't land right in front of ZywOo. That was interesting.
Still floating around on the Xbox. Going for the climb now, but smoke's starting to get real thin. So they peel away from it.
That's another moment where they're once again taking their time, but to be honest, they might be for good reason. Their CTs aren't answering anywhere. Out of grenades, our Vitality. Lot comes down to ZywOo, who's already been pelted down.
Still hasn't had a target to shoot at. Flamesy holds off the one other player. So now it's just this four-person B split. Late mid one. ZywOo's missing shots. Third time's the charm.
They can't kill him though.
Gets it on Risky Bob, then finds Sway, swaps over the pistol, ends it with a triple. And that there is an example of Nemiga leaving something on the table.
Yeah, they whiffed a lot. They got a little scared on the approach. They tried to attack long and B at the same time, which is fine, because again, Vitality, they weren't really looking for info here, but man, they started the clip when ZywOo started hitting, and from there on, it looked great.
Ooh.
Was that mean-spirited?
Mm-hmm.
Can you say it in English?
No.
Whoa. Well, I think in their game versus Legacy, someone called ZywOo Fat Boy.
Okay. Well,
and Apex got really mad about it. So was it worse than that?
He's talking about mothers.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I've done that, so...
Yeah, literally this event. I believe you compared my mom to a cow.
No.
You quite literally did that at a major.
No, Sharon, I'm sorry.
She's blocked you, bro.
No. I just watched too much Vitality. Oh. I learned from losers.
Mezzi with the perfect bank. He's been working on his free throw. Thing is, Legacy were loud and rowdy and in Vitality's face to start the day, but they also didn't feel like they made mistakes like that last round, where you have a great chance. I mean, how many more rounds is ZywOo going to drop 3 shots in a row?
Yeah, no, that's the last time this year, I'm sure.
You know, that was your chance to follow through into the B site, to win consecutive rounds, to have a little juice on this T side. Now ZywOo, at least in the face of no utility in pistols, is going to start warming up. And I'll warn you, don't let ZywOo warm up.
No, he warms up quick, actually. In fact, he's all about having up the highest floor. That is always the thing with him.
I also want to say shout out Xanter one time for bringing a new style to the tier 1 of Counter-Strike, we've never had the open button up over the jersey.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
It's a solid look.
Yeah, it is.
And it's hard to find your own personality and expression in Counter-Strike space, you know? Like,
we
look how
draft like
quickly
a
the
Catholic
nose
school.
strips kind of became a personality.
Yeah, let's not do that.
You know, but Xanter making a movement.
Yeah, I hope everyone mentioned on his jersey is okay with that movement.
That's true. Maybe we just threw him under the bus. You gotta let a player style it out.
That's true. Oh, there's some style.
Yeah, you said at the start of the game, like if you're unfamiliar with Nemiga and you're just kind of getting into the groove of the major, because the big dogs are now in Austin. Khan's up, nothing to write off.
No, he makes plays. He makes plays.
But for the time being, Zwei is struggling, which is an oddity, right? He was up there in some of the highest rated players for his opening stages of this major. There's no denying he is kind of the driving force behind this Nemiga team. And we don't know what the team looks like if he isn't performing to that level. But it's nice to see Khan get a good op shot like that, because there are clearly some other players out there to pick up slack.
Yeah.
But you've also got Risky Bob 0-5.
That's okay, though. That happens, and they still win sometimes.
It's just certainly not the opponent to have 2 of your 5 players struggling out of the gate.
Don't worry. There's this way they can do this. It's a lonely ZywOo coming into the window, but blocked by a well-placed smoke. Oh no, the Nemiga.
25 seconds.
Yeah, they're going A though. They're going A.
Yeah, man, looking like a bit of a shell of themselves here.
There's a lot of talent on A.
This is a 5 versus 4, and they're executing at 15 seconds. You've got 2 more flashbangs on Lear if he wants to chuck him out. But there is no real unrooting these defenders. Only Xanter with a headshot. This was your 5v4.
Yeah, it was. They had the exact same placings, all the CTs, ZywOo alone, no messages from mid, which again, Vitality, I mean, it's kind of crazy. Like, they haven't had so much activity in the mid round. They're also running out of grenades really fast every round. And in this spot, it's another moment where Nemiga, they had a split on one player in the B site. They would have won if they ended up mid-B. I like the setup, though. Ramp at default. That's not something you see very often. Because the idea is they see Apex, they're not going to molly default, forget about it entirely. It is just an eco. But Lear comes in with a plan. Smoke, flash, flash.
One more flash as well for Lear to get him that much further. You got him this far. Now pop. Simultaneously, Xanter actually just walked out long, so they do try to pounce on it. And ZywOo has stopped missing shots. Deagle from downtown meets its end. Flamesy double kill to close it. It is a Vitality comfortably racking up round wins, sitting pretty, 6-1.
Fair to say they're fired up. Little angry. Laser focused.
I think in the conversation of like, oh, the win streak is, you know, I said it at the start where it's like the win streak's over, it's probably some pressure off your shoulders. I feel like that probably hasn't sunk in today yet, right? Because like you said, you still have the second best of one. You've got to recover quickly. And sometimes it's right after those losses that things can really hurt that most.
Yeah.
But I think when they wake up tomorrow morning, there's no more overhanging, you know, when's it going to end? Is today the day we lose? That's gone now. That's dissipated. And it's just Austin, you know? You're the most winning team of 2025.
Release some pressure. They can just focus on if they get a win.
Yes.
Like if they go 0-2.
Then you got a problem.
Tomorrow's not going to feel great.
No, it's not.
But if they do win, then then it does relieve some pressure.
Just a little.
Because even when the streak is happening, it's this arbitrary thing that we count on the side.
Right.
But their goal is just win each event as it happens. And so they're like, well, we weren't thinking about the streak, but now everyone's telling us about it.
Yeah.
And so it matters.
And I would think they're lying if they said they didn't want it to keep going.
Oh,
obviously,
of course
it can be amazing to make history like that,
Yeah,
but
of course.
at some point it's got to get tired. Mezzi floats around in bottom underpass a little too long there. Sway finds his long barrel of the A1S. But last time we saw Nemiga with a 5 versus 4 at the start of a round, they lost to the clock. So they've got to power up, and it looks like Xanter's going to do exactly that. Taking a step out towards middle, finds Flamesy. That's a good kill to get, and you've left Vitality now just kind of stuck over on that B site. 2 players locked in.
Are you ready for the ultimate ZywOo highlight op? All alone on the A site, they're splitting him from long and cat at the same time. It's just one man and his scope.
But one man made of greatness. Until he misses a shot, and then he recovers how many?
Oh.
They still haven't cleared him. Finally, Xanter's going to put an end to it. So good double kill from Xanter, and it feels like in the still absence of Zwei and Risky Bob, it is Xanter with a double kill at a critical juncture in this half, because there is still now a door ajar for Nemiga to get a few more rounds.
Definitely. They don't want to give up hope. I think they definitely showed just a little bit of fear, like he's scared of ZywOo and everything like that in a couple of these previous rounds, but they have a crystal clear game plan, I'll say. And just a misread in there is okay. Nice first shot for Rops, but he goes down. Apex the only save.
Terrorists win. British player, stop throwing entries.
British player, stop throwing entries.
I mean, his name is Mezzi. You could just call him Mezzi.
Yeah, but remember, it's Apex's competition, who also calls Mezzi British player.
I guess.
Run! Woo! British player, stop throwing entries.
He's kind of combining a few people, right? He's got a little Kerrigan, a little Apex,
A little Lear.
a little Lear.
Con put in a tough spot there, but it's the Rops double op that tries to go very confidently, I have to say, to the top of middle with that fight.
Yeah, Rops isn't your average explorer. Oh, that flash is perfect.
But every time Rops does feel like he kind of wants to get crazy.
He has an op ace on Dust too that we all remember.
And that round is, this is the one round he'll probably get that crazy. ZywOo now fishing for some sort of hold in middle. Knows he's probably allowed at least one to climb up. Missed chance on the player Xbox. Now Con's on high alert, looking for this Opper. Battling ZywOo surely cannot be easy. But ZywOo's going to get away from that fight. He's going to leave Mezzi solo over towards B and try to bolster this A hit before Nemiga look to send all 5 players into the split. First, 3 on long versus Flamesy. And even though ZywOo moves over, it is still a solo long hold. And so 1 kill probably won't be enough. ZywOo just gets blasted out of the round, but guess what? It's Apex with a double kill and a chance to still hold them back on that cross. It's fire right on the wall. They'd have to take that further back pathing. And Apex just continues to try to fluster it all, but Mezzi sort of slips off the boxes here. Doesn't hold that angle on the ramp. If they want to swoop in, surprise Con, then maybe this goes well, because he's got the bomb.
It's the bomb plant that comes in. They got to fake it, right? They know that CT's a drop down here.
Oh, he just sticks. It welcomes the challenge over from elbow, but Lear drops it. Con missed shot. Apex here with a triple.
Damn.
Makes up for it, and Vitality back to winning ways.
That's a pretty beast round out of Apex. This one doesn't have to do with great team CS. It's really his spray down on Cat that brings this round back into a possibility. And a huge part of a Vitality streak is the consistency among all 5 of them, including Apex. Apex has become not only such a great IGL, but almost back to his form as a player from when he was in his prime.
Apex is a top 20 player this year?
Oh, so I have no idea if he's so far a top 20 player. I don't know. But I think,
like
because Vitality, all 5 of them currently, right?
Yeah, knocking on that door.
That's the first time since Astralis that would have happened. Oh, what is that? He made the adjustment blind.
He's got that third eye wide open. 13-5 at this point. ZywOo just going to keep toppling him like bowling pins. Con gets the counter pick, but it's freed up the other defenders to go pushing off-site, trying to just collect kills elsewhere. Deep position here from Risky Bob is...
He's not taking the peek.
Not going to get it to
Oh,
Jan.
he's letting him go, too.
Xanter, meanwhile, trying to hold them back over towards the cross. Gives himself a smoke to play around with. Risky's going to start climbing up behind Flamesy, who went for that mid-clear already, but he still didn't let his guard down.
Yeah.
Well done, Flamesy, but an open chance for Xanter to go into the 4K.
Xanter has a certain level of confidence he carries with him in every swing, and he loves a good swing.
Eyes back towards long. Crawling up along that wall is Rops.
Splitting the difference here.
Gets the contact. Can't get the instant headshot. Now suddenly this 1v2 made harder. Could have still pulled it off if the spray was to perfection, but a missed couple of shots. And Apex reminds them who's leading.
Can speak your language, too. I mean, what is that? This is just pure muscle memory, full of adjustments
What is
there.
that?
Absurd. I mean, it's right to the doorway.
It's kind of just nonsense.
That's a playing CS every day.
ZywOo's 14-6, folks. This is the same ZywOo who, after he missed 2-3 shots in a row back on plat of B, you thought, oh God, Vitality are going the way of Falcons. But we said that would be the one round he missed, and it's essentially the one and only problem that Vitality have had from him so far.
And he still got 3 kills.
Flamesy gonna get hyper aggressive on long, so now you start to see that disrespect coming out from Vitality, hunting down these fights on the perimeters of the map.
They're starting to open up a lot more. Way more aggressive, way more active spotting.
Yeah, it's almost like the level of respect Vitality come into this best of one with was earned by Legacy at the start of the day. You know, so Nemiga kind of get that grace period where Vitality have to get back into the server and feel them out for 3 rounds. But we are now...
Yeah, that's another thing that has to get warmed up too, is communication. You
Surely.
know, coming up with CT ideas and stuff, because otherwise it's very easy just to go into all your favorite spots and wait. So at this point in the round, though, Xanter down. 2 players on B looks a whole lot more formidable.
And
Rob's going to have this gun sticking out. They're not playing in middle, so that's kind of a liability.
and the barrel.
Yeah, that's weird.
Huh.
That's not a good setup if you don't have middle.
How do we explain that one?
I don't know. He really put himself there, so I'm not sure why.
He really put himself there.
No one put him there.
That is matter of fact.
Yeah, this isn't StarCraft. He, of his own volition,
was a
and
choice.
autonomy and agency, stood at Hummer watching the door.
Well, I'll explain it as well. He's banking on that back plat support to save him in the form of Mezzy. But what happens? We finally get a flash of the greatness that Zwei brought to the table in the first 2 stages of the Major. This still struggling Zwei at the moment with a double kill this round. Let that be the reminder that in stage 1, 1.21 rating. Stage 2, 1.28 rating. He has only slowly gotten better with time versus supposedly better opposition.
Did you speak French?
I wasn't paying enough attention.
Man,
sorry.
they're going back and forth different languages, Connor. You got to pay attention.
Oh, my bad.
I
Dude.
need you for some of these translations.
Okay, I got you.
Especially if Lear's speaking French, I need you.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know. I mean, facile is easy.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to say c'est trop facile. It's too easy.
He's speaking French.
He's speaking
Apex
French.
speaking Russian. They're both swearing in English.
A little bit of both. Roxo has had enough fun in games. Oh, you thought you were just going to write off a B defense. Oh, you thought these rounds were going to start getting that easy. Lear starts speaking French. And forgets how to call. Charge into the B site? I don't think so. Vitality gonna sit them on their ass for the last round of the half. It's a comfortable 9-3 lead for the best team in the world. Trying to match Apex's energy, never an easy feat, but Lear has waited quite some time to go up against his inspiration. And Vitality, inspired after that loss to Legacy at the start of the day, a very good-looking 9-3 start to this Dust 2 best of 1. Doesn't seem to me, Mohan, like Vitality are dropping into the 0-2 pool.
Doesn't feel like it at all, yeah. I mean, 3, not even back-to-back rounds here for Nemiga. Still some good moments in there.
Maybe I'm speaking too soon. Con, 4K!
Oh, he ran out of ammo. And to be fair, Mezzi put one between the eyes, but what a play from Con.
One magazine of the USP, a hope and a dream. And I said in the absence of Zwei and Risky Bob that the rest of the pieces got to pick up slack. Well, Con is trying to do exactly that. Risky Bob's getting back into the kill feed. And let him know, Con. Let's check this out from over the shoulder. 3 and 4.
You know, versus the best team in the world. A 4K like that, it's extraordinary.
It'd be crazy if he was still speaking French.
Yeah, just to his own team now.
Here we go. Con earned this M4. Hard fought. Not everybody can say they can shut down Vitality with one magazine of pistol. And here's ZywOo slipping up mid with that scout out on the field. Nemiga still got to bring a certain level of caution to this one. You want to make sure it's cost effective, but you are giving Zwei a chance to now get into the feel of the game. Risky Bob as well. He's in the kill feed more in the first 2 rounds of half 2 than all of the first half of action.
Got to be careful with Risky Bob. He comes in at the end. He gets his big round later on.
It's kind of ominous.
From behind.
Risky Bob's coming. In the famous words of Lear, you have to click faster. It's a Risky Bob peak.
Oh, yes. The Risky Bob peak.
A Risky Bob peak. But here it is. First buy round for Vitality comes by way of Tech9 in the hands of Apex, but that's fine. He's got that bomb. He's got Robs behind him. Robs who's holding for the top mid aggression. And I like this style, dude. Nemiga already signing up for a fight in the first gun round that Vitality have on the T side.
Problem is if they have 2 flanks, they only got 1 guy on A.
True.
You're going to need way more here to stop this from coming up. So, and the flanks, how are you supposed to flank long when you got spotted?
Lear brings a lot of bark, but how much bite? Stuck behind that box now. His closest support gets mollied off. He gets burned into the open. They try to pounce on him. And it's Apex's pistol to get the better of it. So that flank towards top middle then gets peeled back as Robs goes back to try to quell the threat. And here's Zwei attempting to get into the action with plenty of targets up on this bomb site. And they all just peek at the same time once the smoke fades. So the hopes of Nemiga fizzling out here in round 15. Vitality into the gun rounds of the second half. Host their 10th round win.
Yeah, wow, Robs is so annoying right there. He came back in for a 3rd peek. And they finally took him out. At least 1 kill.
Damage check, though. Check out Vitality.
You know. What's that worth, unfortunately? They don't knock down the equipment. They don't get the kill reward. And the mental victories at this point, only worth so much.
It's worth a mention, and that's about it.
Yeah. The double flank's great if Rops doesn't come back for the extra check, and if he's, you know, but it's Rops, right? He's the accountant. He double, triple checks. Can't get one by that guy.
Only on his worst days. The man just knows how to win. Nemiga looking to sign up for a fight towards Cat, but all of a sudden kind of flustered. And then it's expect Flamesy to just come around that corner with fire in front of him. Flashes then to follow. They're still trying to sign up for this. Vitality are going to catch him standing out an elbow. Only Xanter of the 3 defenders to get anything going there. And so now it is going to be an easy slice through this A site. There is nothing left to stop them. Molotov behind means Risky Bob's got to take the long road over towards doors. And Vitality having a field day on this A site in back-to-back rounds.
Got so many guys they can turn to just save the day right here. And I mean, Flamesy's got these real special entries. Rops is having a great game now. There's nothing special about the way that they formed that attack. It was just their first attempt at taking Cat. Con with his 4K pistol, the only one in positive KD territory here for Nemiga. And you know what it is. Way comes into this match. I'm playing versus Vitality. We are having a lot of fun. We played a full stage in the major already. And now's my chance to really turn some heads, right? The bold prediction.
Hey, Launders.
Yeah.
To derail our conversation here, because I'm still interested to see if Nemiga can make this happen.
Okay.
What if I told you FaZe beat Mouse?
FaZe beat Mouse. FaZe beat Mouse?
FaZe beat Mouse, brother.
Wait, Mouse are 0-2?
Mouse are 0-2.
Mouse are 0-2.
Uh-huh.
And FaZe are 1-1.
FaZe are 1-1.
And Mouse lost to FaZe.
Mouse lost to FaZe.
FaZe beat Mouse.
Yeah. They're now 1-1. Unlike Mouse.
Back on their bullshit. Back on their bullshit.
Have yet to miss a CS2 Grand Finals. Just saying.
Mouse are 0-2. One more time.
Mouse.
Who'd they lose to?
FaZe.
First?
Oh, first.
Yeah, that's yours.
VP first. VP. 13,
Right,
11.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's happening.
Play the best of ones if you want, but these are still matches you're supposed to win. Man, if Mauser in 0-2, someone's going out unceremoniously. Mm-hmm. And quickly.
That's why what's left of this game is still important, because Nemiga certainly don't want to be going up the likes of Mouse early. Flamesy yet to find anything to shoot at on this bomb site. It's suspiciously quiet, especially with Lear in the server. He doubles up here at the bottom of the ramp. ZywOo gets the headshot, and so the defender's already starting to topple, but Risky Bob comes in with helping hands.
Whoa, ZywOo taking a step forward bravely.
They are very much stuck in this corner, but they're given a fight. Risky Bob goes for the duel before his teammates can offer trades, and ZywOo is just hitting shots now. Dropped at the hands of Khan, who taps bomb once, gets that little bit of a reaction out of Apex, who then just tucks down beyond the stairs. And with no kit in hand, no chance, it is 7 map points for Vitality.
Yeah, so
Live! I don't hear you from the beginning, bro. I saw it was a battle. The vibe, Liv, the vibe!
it's so romantic that they're speaking each other's languages to them.
I was worried because when Apex got that 3K, his individually most successful round of the game, he didn't make a peep.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, I get it. He's not even going to give Lear the satisfaction of it. You know, like as if like it's not even worth Apex's time to talk trash to a team like Nemiga, to a guy like Lear. But now that he's got 12 rounds on the board, welcome to Austin, Apex. We've been waiting for you.
I appreciate that. In the 5 rounds Nemiga have won, Lear has stood up and said something interesting in 4 of them. Every chance he could get.
You gotta do it.
He's been having a lot of fun.
Those chances may be few and far between, but you must. for the road in stage 3, maybe coming to an abrupt halt for Nemiga. But a force buy here. Every step of the way from now until the end of this map. Nemiga gonna fight tooth and nail to keep themselves out of that 0-2 pool. Problem is, ZywOo's got 20 frags, and every piece of this Vitality squad is looking better than they did this morning. CT smoke goes down, though, on tunnels at 30 seconds. If you are going to take this risk, it's going to be real risky. Maybe too risky.
Risky Bob hasn't moved, actually, even though he got spotted.
They're going to take it down to the final seconds and just try to charge headstrong through Zwei. Risky bomb from Humvee with a triple. Still just enough time to go for this bomb plant, but that's going to be Apex with hands busy. Rox has to cover, does just enough, but then Xanter spike.
Don't peek.
And Khan's not going to throw this one away.
He actually almost made that possible.
Holy.
1 second left, and he peeked the window. All good.
Hey, man.
There's that Risky Bob round we were talking about. He comes in late.
Triple from Humvee. Again, the utility just enough to cause a franticness in Vitality. And Xanter's... That's looking the devil in the eyes.
Look, yeah.
You look the devil in the eye, boy. Devil went down to Georgia.
Yeah.
Looking for a soul to steal.
When a white boy watches sinners. Almost had his chance. Uh-oh. Alone on the A site.
Not where I would want to be. And not where Lear wants to be either. Goes down with nothing. Vitality see the finish line here in round 19. Everybody inside of this APAC, barring the solo mid lurk, which does reopen a small possibility still here for Nemiga. Xanter's trying to strike while backs are turned. He heard that drop off site. Still a lot of bodies, though, up within it, and those players succeed. Xanter comes out from the smoke grenade, and it is ended. Vitality have recovered. A very rare taste of defeat in 2025, but the rebound is as fast as possible.
Матушка.